Ooh, girl, I can't wait. I'm supposed to wait till it get to a certain amount. I can't. I cannot. Happy midday, lit lids. What's happening? What's Poppington? Hey, Miss Jacqueline. Hey, Lucy Pooh. Hey, Kim Cole. What are y'all doing? Okay, late. I'm late once again, but I done already told people. Please don't depend on me. I'm so I don't do it. Don't depend. Hey, Rock, Vanita, what's up, VT, baby? Hey, Triple L. All I'm gonna say is, don't depend on me, bitch. No, you can count on me though, but don't don't depend on me because I don't like to be held to nothing because I might do it, I might not. I'm such a free spirit. I just works on my own time and do how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Don't whoop me, Vanita. Don't whoop me. I'm working on it. I'm gonna make up for it. And we got a whole lot we got to get into. Listen, y'all. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I'm going through like my mid-age change. Man, I feel good. God is good. Listen. Yeah, life is great. I'm a work in progress. Watch your mouth, Triple L. Watch your mouth. Mm-hmm. I don't know how to take that. How y'all feeling about that, ladies? Let me highlight this. You're a work in progress. Now, last time I checked, that was an insult. Don't play. Okay. What up, Timor? And what y'all doing? It's midday. Damn it. Thursday. February the 24th is still Pisces season, and we in here. I want to shout out all of the ladies that tapped into our first movie review night. Okay. I enjoyed it. Now, I did private it because of that blockage on the screen, but you better believe the next time we do it, and the next time we do it, y'all know how I get down. It's going to get better and better and better. So I just want to shout y'all out for the one time. I truly appreciate y'all. It was good. I didn't intend for it to be 2 hours. Y'all know I don't like that. But I'm going to get it all the way right to where we don't have to private it. We don't have to worry about them trying to block our stream. And I also have a MacBook on the way. So another one. Okay. Another one. Let's get that straight. So shout out to all the ladies for always coming through with the come through. It don't matter what we talk about or what we do. Y'all always keep it lit. And, I do realize that there's 2 different sections of ladies, right? We've got our morning, midday ladies, and then we've got, our later in the day lits. And so I appreciate you all. Shout out to my mama, Debbie. Now last time I heard it was, people out here trying to pretend like, nah, I got one mama, that mama Debbie, okay? And I ain't looking for no more. I don't need no adopted mamas. I don't need no play mamas. I only got one, okay? And listen, we blessed. I don't know what to tell. Look, man, when you have supporters, J baby, much love, sis. When you have supporters that can push through with you through the transition, because that's what's going on right now. A transition. I'm turning like from the caterpillar stage to the butterfly type of thing, spiritually, mentally. And I just feel so good. God is so good. Nothing can change that. I have faith in that. I also have faith in myself, and I definitely have faith in the ladies. I appreciate y'all. Y'all just, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like, my goodness, I don't deserve all this. I got a wall, right? I have a wall with about 5 boxes sitting over there that I've had for a week that I haven't even opened. Okay. So I will be making a post office run today, and I promise y'all I'm gonna do that opening. Okay. I'm just not thirsty. You know, I don't feel like I have to rush. It's all about the energy for me, and that's how I work. So if anybody sent me anything and you thinking to yourself, damn, Loca, you ain't opened that stuff yet? No, I have not, because I'm waiting on the energy. It's the feng shui for me. Okay, so soon as the energy clears, we're gonna open up them boxes. And I really shouldn't have to explain, but just in case inquiring minds, want to know, I've tried to be an example since the very beginning, putting emphasis on energy, y'all. I'm also working on collabs with other energy readers. And so get ready for that. I'm not playing about that. So if it's too much for you, you might want to exit left before it's too late. Okay, because it's coming. Okay. Hey, Lisa, baby. And I just want to shout out, hey, Goop Doop, everybody in the building, sending out love and light. And I mean that spiritually. Okay. We all we got. Now, we touched on a couple of things yesterday during the movie night review. And I had asked people, especially the lit list. Now, keep this in mind. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. We almost there. We on the way. Okay. Also, if you have any tips, questions, concerns, or requests, okay, if you're a Liddy VIP, even if I don't want to, I don't like the selection, I'll still go ahead and do the movie review. I want to condense it down to about an hour, 30 minutes, an hour, 20 minutes. I think that's long enough to hold somebody's attention about a movie that they've probably already watched. I'm going to be looking at the chat to see how y'all responding, to let me know if y'all agree with that or not. We are collective. And y'all know me, I'm going to be popping out with all kind of ideas. And if I like it, then it'll be permanent. And, if it's not such a success, then, of course, it'll just be something that we experiment with. Hey, Liddy City, baby. Yep. Shout out to all y'all. So make sure y'all hit roses@gmail.com if you have any requests or concerns. Don't ever think that I don't talk to ladies daily. May not be, phone to phone, but some is phone to phone. Okay. Some is email to email. Some is Instagram to Instagram. I'm always in touch with the in touch. That's important to me. And y'all, if y'all knew what I knew, I'm just blessed. So once again, I want to say thank y'all. Okay. And I don't know any other way to say it. I intend to show it by my work. Y'all, I'm trying to balance everything out. Now, we are in Pisces season. Pisces season. So last night, there was some square Pluto action going on. I think the moon was in Sagittarius for a minute. Which would always cause some impulse control things going on. It's not square Pluto. Let me get that right. Square Jupiter. Anytime there's a square anything. Now we know that Jupiter is about love, right? That's what they told you. Jupiter is about love. And, I'll go ahead and second that motion. It will pull out that loving side in anybody. Okay. But anytime you have a square, right? We have Pisces energy giving, Pisces season, something else. What you know about that, Lisa Pooh? What you know about that? And yes, it is. Okay. It's definitely Pisces season. So there's going to be some conflicting energies going on. Really flighty, And look, I want to clarify something. People need to understand when we're talking about these energies, I'm not just necessarily talking about the sign or a birthday, okay? This is why I think it's important to go ahead and include this energy reading thing to help people better understand what we're talking about when we're talking about these energies. So if I'm talking about a Pisces energy, that don't mean that I'm talking to every freaking Pisces, okay? Let's get that straight. I have a best friend that's a Pisces. So I told y'all that from day one. And yes, she's moody as a mug. Yes, she is, but she's very loyal. And one of the best friends that I've ever had in my life. So it's that yin and yang. It's that opposites attract, right? But that don't mean I jig with every Pisces. nor does it mean that I resonate with the energy. Okay. So let's just clarify some things. So square Jupiter, the moon, kind of glanced square Jupiter in Pisces last night. So that's something to think about. So last night, if you just felt this burst of love or this burst of emotion or this burst of forgiveness, blame it on the energy. It did take place last night. Sometimes these energies take place while you're sleeping and you don't even know it. You just might wake up feeling some type of way, like, damn, did I have an out of body experience last night or something? Okay. No, it's just the energy. And as I said, it's going to affect people completely different. Everybody's not going to feel the same. So yeah, with that taking place, it's always good to try to hold your tongue. I have mentioned since the very beginning of this Pisces season, actually towards the end of Aquarius season, it's a good time to hold back, resist the urge. When people are going right, you go left, stay out of it. This is also a time where you'll see people trying to come around out of nowhere, that letting that emotion take over, that need to want to be involved in something, that need to want to speak on something, even when they don't got nothing to do with it, right? So, just respect the energy. It's not a good time to do that. And look, since we're on YouTube, we can use YouTube for an example. Okay. And I don't have to say any names because nobody matters to me right now. Just myself, my liddies, when it comes to this platform. That's it. That's all. And if that sounds harsh, that's too bad. I don't see you. What was your name again? Who are you? Oh, okay. But you'll see people just popping out of the blue, like, oh, okay, well, I can relate to that, or I got something I want to say about that, when they should be minding their daggone business. Unreal. And so when I say that this energy affects people in different ways, you'll see people coming out of the blue, involving themselves in things that don't got nothing to do with them. They want to be relatable. Oh, I can relate. Let me get a piece. Let me speak on that. Right? No. That's what the energy is giving, right? And I titled this video Trolling times 1,000. Can we get into that? Trolling times 1,000. What even makes a person troll in the first place? Now, we all know it's cool to have an alias on this internet because of certain creeps out here that want to know, what your DNA strand is like and what your birthrights are. And, they probably want to smell the wind from the chair when you get up, bitch. I don't know. So it's good to have an alias. I would advise everybody to have some type of an alias. You should not have your real name on this internet. You just, on any type of social media platform. And I shouldn't have to tell you that, right? But what would make somebody troll? Think about that. What would make somebody go out of their way to create several email accounts, have to remember the password, remember the name that you use, and don't forget, there's good trolls, there's bad trolls, there's big trolls, there's small trolls. And right now, as we're talking about trolls, let me be quiet. Trolls. Why? Must be something underlined going on. Like for instance, when VT pops up in the chat, she pops in as VT. When Lucy pops in the chat, she pops in as Lucy. So we always want to keep in mind of those people that tend to be caught up with everything. They know a little something about everything that's going on, but you never really see them under their own account. And it's crickets in the chat, which lets me know it's trolling going on around here. It's okay, though. I'm going to call you out today. Underlying issues. Certain energies would cause for this trolling to be maximized. They can't help it. It's that need. It's that need. Well, and that fear of you might not like me under my regular account. You might disagree with me under my regular account. So let me troll just in case. That way, if you block me, I don't really get offended because I'm not real, right? Or that way, if you disagree with me, it ain't gonna hurt me, right? Trolling. How long has that word even been important? That word's been going on, I'd say, for a good 10 years. So you better believe that there are people out here who have become masters at trolling. And we have exposed a couple of times on the main channel that a troll will always get caught. They can never change up their mind state. You might be able to switch up a couple of words, change the name on the account, but you can't change up that state of mind. So all of your trolling is going to be relatable. We can tell. And so it's a shame that certain entities don't have control over certain energies. You understand? So you have to troll and try to make somebody else uncomfortable because apparently you're uncomfortable under your own identity. That is the bigger picture, the deeper look at it. Why is it so important? Wouldn't you want to be heard as how you identify? Wouldn't you? I have a couple of accounts. I have the Coldest Libra, I have Loca the Goddess, and then I have Mukbang Media. Whenever I make a statement, I want to be identified so that I can stand behind what I say. Why would you be around and you don't want to be identified? So you can always identify a troll by the abnormalcy of how they pop up. A sector is a sector. When you come around to this channel, we've got about 25 good names that ain't going nowhere. You're going to be able to identify them in the chat. Some people have channels, some people don't. You can identify them. But if you happen to look at one of my videos and somebody named Samba pops up, now we know we ain't never heard of no Samba. Green Blackfoot. We ain't never heard of nothing like that. Grandma's Steamy Kitchen. Say what? And so, the most ironic thing about these trolls, aka mental patients, because something's wrong with you. Something is wrong with you. Now, everybody will make them a foo-foo count every now and then. Let me make my foo-foo. You call it a foo-foo. You shouldn't have more than one, though, bitch. If you got more than one foo-foo, something is the matter with you. So you see these people popping up out of nowhere. And we never even heard them, never even seen any, This is why I'm grateful for my mods, my platform, and all of our discernment as a collective. Bitch, we ain't going. Okay? No, we ain't going. Okay, Juicy Jackie. All right, baby. Yeah, we ain't going. You can't come here with that. My mods is not having it. Okay? And then, I can feel some shit when it ain't right. And so if I don't get you right then and there, if I'm caught up in, what the topic at hand is, bitch, you better know I'm going to get you out of here as soon as I get a break to myself. You can't live around here. Negative energy, deception, lies, harassment. And, for those that are new, for people that, may not be fully aware of how to identify a troll, all you got to do is go to that about section and click on when that account was made. And you'll see some people make accounts just so they can participate in your chat for that moment. Now, I also want to talk about the blindsiding of some of these platforms that know that there's trolling going on, but want to ignore the fact. So it's like breathing life into a beast. If I came out and I did a video, I'm going to know if I'm being trolled. It's the same way you know if your man or woman is cheating on you. They switch up how they act. Dumb as an Emma bubble. You understand me? Dumb as heck. You switched up. So that's how I knew that something was the matter here. Same thing with the chat. And then don't forget about what we talked about last night. People that'll pop up. You know, I'm a fan. I'm a Loca fanatic. Hey, Loca. You don't like Loca. You don't like the liddies. You're a spy. So you done created 10 accounts so that you can come in, pose as a friend. Yes, I can sense the tea. And I know y'all can too. But you got to be pretty important for people to go out of their way to mask their identity just so they can, one, get a point across, or two, be close to you. That's pretty major. Now, you can't control every little thing that goes on out here on this internet. We understand that. Some shit you just have to let fly. But when it comes to a point where it's a massive amount of trolling and people are just sitting back not saying anything, I challenge you to call these trolls out. That's anybody who taps into this video today, not just for Liddy City, anybody. Test the spirit. I bet they'll vanish. Legions don't like to be called out. Anyway, y'all, keep your eyes open. Keep your discernment open. Listen, the energy would cause for the trolling to be maximized times 1,000. And so when you go to some of these chats and think this is what you're seeing, no impulse control. They just got to get it out. And they can't do it from their account. So they got to go to another account. And then that ain't enough. So they got to blow up another account. And then they thought of something else. So they got to, or they're trying to create the illusion that a lot of people are against certain content creators when it's really one or two people. But they have created 30, 40 troll accounts for a couple of specific platforms. That's sick. Nobody's saying anything though. So when you don't say anything, they feel empowered. This is what makes YouTube an unsafe place. With all of the technology that is going on, don't you think that YouTube has been contacted? You don't think Google has access to your IP? You don't think Google can see exactly what's going on? Of course. But if you don't care, neither do they. Got to mention it. Got to say something. Screenshot that stuff. Snapshot it. Snapshot it. I've been trying to take a picture of it. Write a small little piece of verbiage and send it in. Any account that you see out here that is just popped up out of nowhere, that is harassing, I don't care what that content creator is talking about. If you disagree with what that content creator is saying, why are you watching? That is harassment. That is bullying. Listen to the birds, bitch. That's my cue. Anyway, happy midday, y'all. Thumbs up the video. We still in Pisces season. Shout out to all the Pisces in the building for the one time. It's your time, bitch. You better wrap it up, okay? Be mindful of the energy is all that I'm saying. Respect the energy. Pull back. You know, if they going right, you going left. Back it up. You know, think about it twice, right? Don't just speak. Think about what you're saying. I mean everything that I say. And in this time, I feel so good. You know, when you finally take action and do what you're supposed to do in your own life, there's an empowerment involved in that. Do you understand me? I believe Nicki Minaj said it best. I don't care how long it takes to get an op back. Any enemy that has been made on this platform, they made me an enemy. And so it is what it is. I never question the play. Oh, you said you don't what? Well, bitch, me either. I don't like you either. And it sure feels good to be that one person that everybody just don't like. So for instance, if I went up to Renee and I said, Renee, is there anybody out here on these YouTube streets that you just don't like? And I say, well, no, I like everybody except for just one person. Hey, that sis that's a powerful badge. Okay. If you can be that one person, that one person that everybody's so happy, hunky-dory, right? And then they just pop up and say, oh, but there is one person that I just don't like. Well, bitch, you better scratch your ass and get glad. Okay. I wish I cared. I wish I gave a damn. Okay. I wish I did. I'm just saying. Now, as we move out of the energy, look, happy midday to all the ladies in the room. And as I said, y'all know, I'm a little late, bitch, but I'm here. Okay. Don't depend on me. Okay. You can count on me. Because when I come through, I'm coming through with the come through, but don't depend on me because I don't like that. You understand me? And so I'm late, but here we are, right? Don't forget, if you're a Liddy VIP, you are a part of the Antisocial Social Club. I mean, we're going to scream that to the end. You understand? If there is a such thing as the end. Because, we can call them out. We can show them love, but we don't love these hoes. You understand me? We ain't in love with nobody or nothing except for ourselves. Okay. So next, I think we need to hop straight on into this news for the one time. I want to include something before it's time for monetization. I want to take full advantage of not being monetized right now and exercise all of my rights. Okay. And so I want to take y'all back, kind of get y'all in the zone. So this is just a little jam it up session of Loca and the Midday. We exercising new things so that, we can make the play when it comes time. Thumb me up if you just now entering the room. Welcome to my podcast, bitch. We in here.
Put it in drive, I'll be on the side, I'll be on the way.
I just love y'all. Y'all, give me a hug. Give me a hug, y'all. Big hug. Big family hug. God damn it. I love y'all. Let's get into this midday celebrity news. You understand me? Ah, man. Okay. I guess I'm going to have to hit y'all with the more concerning news. Let's just get into that, okay, before we get into what's popping. Okay, can we do that? And listen, y'all, I can always tell when they FLAGGIN, okay, because I can't function my functions the way I would want to. So that's why I'm waiting on Amazon to hit with that MacBook bed, okay? We ain't gonna have that no more. So you hoes better have fun while you can, because it's almost over. No more of that, okay? I hope you enjoyed yourself. Now let's hop on over here to the shade room for the one time, if you don't mind. Now, a lot of you guys may keep up with the news. I hope you do, just for your own sake, okay? Now, I don't like to watch it all the time because it's always something negative going on. So I want to start here really quick, okay? Let me go ahead and adjust the sound, okay? I think I understand why it echoes sometimes, and it really upsets me when I go back and listen to the replay and there's an echo. So, once that book get here, that'll be over with as well. Shout out to the Shade Room, Black-owned, Black operator. The Shade Room says, by all accounts, Tanisha Campbell was a healthy 23-year-old when she was hooked in an Indiana jail. She was booked in an Indiana jail. But just days later, after asking jail officials for medical attention, which was ignored, she would be DEAD. Man, while her cause of death was listed as inconclusive, her sister believes Tanisha was poisoned by white racist inmates. Roommates, what really happened to Tanisha? Can you tell us? Okay, so here we have a beautiful young lady. I'm talking about this girl was pretty. Okay, and the pretty of us go to jail. Bitch, I done been. And I don't understand why that's so amazing to people or so enthusiastic or, intriguing for people. But bitch, some of you motherfuckers need to go to jail. Okay, I done been, and some bitches need to go, and you just might by the time I get done. Okay, Tanisha Campbell died in Indiana jail custody. Now her sisters won't answer. So y'all know I live in Louisville. Okay, I live in Kentucky. Right? At times it can be called Kentuckiana, meaning that Indiana and Kentucky has merged. Okay. I don't F with Indiana. Okay. It's like Sleepy Hollow over there. You go to Indiana, all you see is a bunch of rednecks, a lot of sticks, a lot of interracial relationships, and a whole lot of racism. Okay, they still bowing heads down over there and shit. I don't fuck around over there. Okay, and let me tell you, there's a gloomy feeling over there. Okay, and you listen, where my spirit ain't happy, I ain't going. So ain't no damn doubt in my mind that something strange and suspicious could have happened to this young lady, which is why I wanted to bring light to this story. You got to be careful. And if your peoples, listen to me, the best of us go to jail. Okay, anybody can go to jail. The question is you staying or not? Okay, I mean, the best of, I know lawyers that done got locked up before, bitch. Okay, doctors that have went to jail before, bitch. Okay, for drinking and driving or some type of stuff like that, right? Anybody can go. Are you staying? Is the matter of fact, right? Let's take a quick listen at what the Shade Room has put together involving the investigation of Tanisha Chappelle's death. Okay.
A Black woman dying in her jail cell.
They treat animals better than they treat my sister.
She begged to go to the hospital, but the jail staff did little to help her. Why her family believes her white cellmates poisoned her. I'm Justin Carter. This is CSR Investigates.
Yeah, they flagging.
23-year-old Tanisha Chappelle had been at the Jackson County Jail in Indiana for about 2 months on theft and fleeing from police charges, and she was one of the only Black female inmates there. One day,
let me stop this. Can y'all hear okay? Here's what we're gonna do. because they love to play on my time. Quick question. Has anybody ever dealt with the spirit of jealousy in their own personal life? You know, even last night, the flagging, okay? Here I'm doing a positive video and flagging still going on, which is a clear indication of somebody's upset. You understand? Somebody mad, somebody jealous, okay? Which is too bad. The show will go on. I will continue with what I was about to do. I ain't no one trick pony, sis. And so you got to wake up a little earlier to distract me, okay? Unfortunately, it ain't gonna work.
They treat animals better than they treated my sister.
She begged to go to the hospital, but the jail staff did little to help her. Why her family believes her white cellmates poisoned her. I'm Justin Carter. This is TSR Investigates. 23-year-old Tanisha Chappelle had been at the Jackson County Jail in Indiana for about 2 months on theft and fleeing from police charges, and she was one of the only Black female inmates there. One day, she started to feel sick. She complained of throwing up blood, asked to go to the hospital, but it would take 18 hours for the jail staff to even take her seriously. Tanisha Chappelle's family and legal team gave us these chilling video and audio recordings.
Yes.
Need help.
What?
Need help.
What do you need help with?
My stomach.
Oh, God.
With your what? Your stomach?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know what you want me to do unless you're talking up something crazy.
Oh, God.
I need a nurse.
About an hour goes by.
I need to go to the hospital.
You gotta go to the bathroom.
I need to go to the hospital.
To the hospital?
Yes.
What's wrong?
I'm throwing up blood.
I'm throwing up blood.
Oh, God.
You're throwing up?
Blood.
Another hour.
I'm dehydrated. My whole bucket is full with vomit. I'm throwing up blood.
Yeah.
Did you hear me?
Yeah, I'm calling my sergeant.
Chappelle would buzz jail staff several times that night. This prosecutor's report says the jail nurse arrived around 8:45 in the morning, took her blood pressure and temperature, and determined that she was alert with normal vitals. But as the day goes on, she calls and calls again.
I'm throwing up in my sleep.
Surveillance video showing Chappelle naked, covered in her own waste, doubled over a trash can. She then lays down.
Can you come do something? What's up? You know, we got a naked lady on the floor here.
It takes staff 7 minutes to even respond.
Wow.
She's then escorted to a holding cell with other inmates. Minutes later, a cellmate now calls for help.
If she needs something, she'll have to hit the button.
I need help. I need help.
Tanisha Chappelle in audible pain, moaning, begging. You can see her stumbling over other inmates in her cell. Investigators say she was moved to a private holding cell, took off all her clothes, lost her balance, strikes her head on a metal bed frame. Investigators say jail staff went to go check on her several times and asked her to put on her uniform so they could take her to get some medication. But Tanisha could barely move. One jail staffer even suggesting that Tanisha is faking and threatens to leave her.
Oh, God, what is that now, Wendy? But what do you want there to step out? What is that?
15 minutes later, they finally take her to the hospital, but it was too late. She was pronounced dead 2 hours later.
So it was heartbreaking to, watch your loved one just fight for so long, like just beg and plead. And
Ranisha Morrell says that the 2 months that her sister Tanisha was at the Jackson County Jail, she complained about her white cellmates.
they had got upset because my sister had the TV day. So it was her turn to watch whatever she wanted to watch. Well, they took the remote from her and they got into it about a remote.
Here's what one inmate told Indiana State Police.
I just called her black. And then she said, for some reason, I remember her exactly saying, "Watch your mouth." And then I yelled about 50 times.
The Shade Room has learned that the Jackson County Jail does provide cleaning supplies for inmates to clean their cell and common areas.
She had some type of chemical, and they have yet to produce these chemicals that are used in their cells.
Has she ever had any history of, medical ailments, or, what's her medical history like?
My sister do not have no major health issues. She was 23 years old. She went in perfectly fine.
The autopsy came back and Chappelle's death was ruled undetermined. A forensic pathologist concluded that she died of probable toxicity of an unknown substance. This all while the ER report noted originally that there was concern that she ingested ethylene glycol or methanol. Detectives also overheard hospital staff say Chappelle's symptoms were similar to antifreeze poisoning that they treated in the past. She had yellowing around her lips and eyes, green vomit, and dark red urine. Here's what a hospital nurse told Indiana State Police.
Her urine came out very dark red, and I knew that was not a good sign. With her presentation and then seeing that urine, I knew that she was really not well.
But the prosecutor's new report, just released in December 2021, it says that lab tests determined that there was no cleaning agents found in Chappelle's body fluids or the food containers that she was eating out of. And for that, the Jackson County prosecutor, Jeff Chalfant, wrote in his report that no crimes were committed by the inmates or employees. And there was no findings or conclusions about the standard of care at the Jackson County Jail. The case was closed.
Do you, in your mind, think that she would be treated differently if she was a white woman in this case?
I most definitely feel like they would have been got her help. It's no doubt in my mind.
Morrell says that negligence and racism killed her sister. She's now in a fight to hold the Jackson County Sheriff Rick Meyer and the jail nurse Ed Rutan accountable.
They don't need to have that type of power, because all it took was somebody to make that call. When she first notified them, my sister still will probably be here. They need to be charged with negligent homicide, hate crime, and premeditated murder.
I did contact the Jackson County prosecutor. He did not respond to our request for an interview. He simply just sent us a copy of that report that he released. Merle says that, though, she is pushing for a federal investigation into the death of her sister, Tanisha Chappelle. For TSR Investigates, I'm Justin Clark.
Now I hope that they are, able to follow through with this investigation. I wish they would, try to collect some funds to be able to, get all of the legal assistance that they need. Several things wrong with this situation. Okay. Anytime, everybody knows Indiana is a predominantly white state. Okay, it is the home of the Ku Klux Klan. Okay, and it is a very gloomy feeling around there. So, no disrespect to anybody from, Indiana, but I am a city girl. I would not be. There's no way that I'd be anywhere around Indiana. I don't like it over there. And because I pick up on energy, that is the exact energy that I pick up on when having to go over there for any type of reason. Had they would have given attention to this young lady, okay, they would have had time to pump her stomach, save her organs, save her heart, whatever it was that was going on, okay? The same way that we could see that she was struggling for her life, they could see it as well. What I wish that prosecution would ask for would be videotape of the office where the officer sat and watched her beg for her life. And I guarantee you that they were probably smirking and giggling. They treat everybody like an animal in jail, which is why you don't want to be in jail, especially in a racist county or city. Okay, prayers going out to this young lady's family. Very sad news, y'all. And so if they get away with something like this, who knows? Who knows? I do feel like the family does have a lawsuit. Now, keep in mind, only the sister popped up, okay? I am wondering where the rest of the family is at. There needs to be a collective of people. There is power in numbers, okay? And the enemy knows that. So there does need to be a collective of people that are chiming in on this matter, standing with this young lady on this matter. And if this particular video ever came across her, you know, I would do anything that I could to help with that matter. It could have been any one of us, any member in our family. You know, you think you're going to jail for a night or two only to lose your life for neglect. And, you know, that is very sad. I'm concerned. How many other lives have been taken for the lack thereof? Okay. Wow. So in other mind-boggling news, we had mentioned on the last midday show when we gathered that the higher ups would absolutely declare war every 15 years. And it looks like that's happening right now. There was a tweet from Biden saying the prayers of the world are with the people of Ukraine tonight as they suffer an unprovoked and unjustified attack by Russian military forces. President Putin has chosen a premeditated war that will bring a catastrophic loss of life and human suffering. So keep in mind, this is over in the Ukraine, the European area, and you wonder why certain foreigners are just dying to get over here. I mean, I wouldn't want to be a part of that, okay? But keep in mind that as one of the most financially prominent countries in the world, a lot of times America helps support these wars financially. Russia has reportedly invaded Ukraine shortly after announcing special military operation. NATO says Russia has begun attacking Ukraine moments after Vladimir Putin announced that he had decided to conduct a special military operation. Okay, listen now. You might be thinking, well, this doesn't have anything to do with us. We're not over there. Well, I just will advise everybody to keep their eyes open. You know, always be prepared for a disaster. Always be prepared for war. You just never know what is up the sleeves of some of the people that are in power. President Biden announces plans to impose severe sanctions on Russia following a conversation with Ukraine's president. And so, you know, the first thing that you would ask yourself is, wait a minute, Biden with the black eyes, Biden with the evil grin. What do you have to do with it? Leave us out of it. You're representing a country of Americans. Shouldn't Americans have a say so? Well, according to this article, maybe not. President Zelensky reached out to me tonight, says Biden, and we just finished speaking. I condemn this unprovoked and unjustified attack by Russian military forces. I briefed him on the steps we are taking to rally international condemnation, including tonight at the UN Security Council. So it looks like Biden is including us as a safeguard for the Ukraine. Now, you know, I do feel bad for what is happening to the Ukrainians. However, is it a wise decision for America to challenge Russia in that way? Don't forget that Russia has been preparing for an American war for a very, very, very long time. They have technologies that have been set and put in place for a very, very long time, for something similar to this very moment. He asked me to call on the leaders of the world to speak out clearly against President Putin's flagrant aggression and to stand with the people of Ukraine. Biden, you're going to have to go stand by yourself. Biden says tomorrow I will be meeting with the leaders of G7 and the United States, and our allies and partners will be imposing severe sanctions on Russia. We will continue to provide support and assistance to Ukraine and the Ukrainian people. Uh-oh. Let's take a listen really quick. Okay. President Vladimir Putin threatens consequences. Okay. You have never faced in your history who anyone interferes with Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Now, I've never seen a demon look like, that is that. All you got to do is look at him. Okay. That's all you have to do. Okay. So let's take a look at what Vladimir had to say. Now, he did mention that anybody that wants to interfere with what they are doing to Ukraine will suffer consequences. And just like I just mentioned before we read this article, he says that they have been preparing for a very long time for the consequences. But we already knew that, okay? Take a listen.
Которые на протяжении 8 лет подвергаются издевательствам, геноциду со стороны киевского режима. Кто бы ни пытался помешать нам, а тем более создать угрозы для нашей страны, для нашего народа, должны знать, что ответ России будет незамедлительным и приведет вас к таким последствиям, с которыми вы в своей истории еще никогда не сталкивались. Мы готовы к любому развитию событий.
That is Vladimir making his announcement that if America interferes in their business, there will be consequences. Okay. He asked me to call, Biden says he asked me to call on the leaders of the world to speak out clearly against President Putin's flagrant aggression and to stand with the people of Ukraine. He says he's going to meet today and with the leaders of G7. Okay. Biden says the prayers of the world are with the people of Ukraine tonight as they suffer an unprovoked and unjustified attack by Russian military. Biden also says Russia alone is responsible for the death and destruction. This attack will, I don't know what that word is, and the United States and its allies and partners will respond in a united and decisive way. The world will hold Russia accountable. Lord have mercy. All right, breaking news. NATO says Russia has begun attacking the Ukraine moments after Vladimir Putin announced that he had decided to conduct a special military operation. Pray for our country. I don't want to speak too much on it. It's evident. It's clear. The proof is in the pudding. I'm going to read this article. It looks like President Vladimir Putin saw President Joe Biden's tweets on Wednesday evening. If you're just catching up, Vladimir announced a special military operation in the Ukraine. Then an invasion of the country followed with reports of explosions circulating soon after. In response, President Biden issued a few statements via Twitter. He declared that the United States will unite with our allies and partners to respond in a united and decisive way. One of the solutions he mentioned was imposing severe sanctions on Russia. Hours later, Vladimir had delivered his own message to anyone who plans on disrupting Russia's operation. Whoever would try to stop us and further create threats to our country, to our people, should know that Russia's response will be immediately and lead you to such consequences that you have never faced in your history, says Vladimir. We are ready for any outcome, says Vladimir. According to the New York Times, President Biden has already said no American troops will be deployed to Ukraine. This is a developing story. You heard it here first. I already predicted this at the beginning of the week. I said it Monday. Okay. Dictators, presidents, war. And as an American country, we really have no choice. Our leader of principle, so to speak, has included us in something that has really nothing to do with us. And so prepare yourself for just about anything. Shout out to all the ladies in the room. Listen, it's still a beautiful day. I had to take the avatar down so I can look you in your eye. Be not disgruntled, okay? If you have protection and peace over your spirit, mind, body and soul, you have to be prepared for anything. Okay. And so this is what happens. Everybody thought that Biden was, because he smiles a lot. And if you have been a Liddy for a while, you've heard me mention about that grin and those black eyes. Okay. Biden has been a vice president. He was around for the finding of Saddam Hussein, so he knows what it is. Okay. And so I do believe that this is a planned prophecy. So shout out to all the ladies in the room. If you are just now entering, do me a favor, thumbs me up for the one time. We just talking about this midday mayhem. Okay. Y'all know it's always something. Let's switch up the energy for the one time. We better enjoy it while we can, bitch. You never know. Celebrity heat, say it ain't so. Let's get on into these celebrities, y'all. I don't want nobody to bust out crying. Baby, this ain't nothing new. And thank you so much. I see you in the chat. This is an old picture, but not that old, okay? Just some months. So I want to move on to, other news, okay? Other news in the Shade Room. News that is not so devastating. Stay prayed up, y'all. The first war is in the mind, okay? So we just have to be prepared at all times. Now, what I want to do is I want to get into Patty. I had mentioned on the Midday Show that Mama Loca went to sing Patty, and I'm not sure if I told you guys the outcome of that. So it was Patti LaBelle, Stephanie Mills, and Gladys Knight. Now, of course, I heard that Gladys Knight and Stephanie Mills showed out. But Patty, the infamous Patty, is she's up there in age. Okay. And so I did hear that Patty is in her first stages of dementia. It was said that she had trouble remembering all of the words to her songs. Okay. And that, she did struggle with performing. So prayers going out to Patty. But the Shade Room Tunes says, okay, Patty. Patty was showing out during her Tiny Desk concert, which is surprising to me because the last time I checked, Patty was struggling to remember the words to her song. So maybe Tiny Desk is something that is, pre-recorded. Maybe she has a script or something that she could probably read off of. I'm not really sure. But I wanted you guys to hear Patty for the one time. Can we do that?
I get up and down, tell you the words they never seem to come around. Only you do. How much I do to love you.
So the question is, how do y'all feel about Patty's performance? Now, if you notice, she ain't hitting those high notes. And I think the deeper message is that, there will come a time in all of our lives where we can look back, see all of our accomplishments. We may not be able to do what we once could, but it sure feels good to sit back and look at how, the bigger creation has, protected you and gifted you throughout your life. I think that it is a beautiful thing. I'm asking that everybody come out of the worry state. Worry will get you nowhere. Don't be scared. Be prepared. Okay, that's all you have to do. Take control over your life. We are all promised a demise. from this flesh. Okay, so don't be scared. Okay, be prepared, because you just don't know. And this isn't the first time that presidency has included us in some things that has nothing to do with us. So let's get back into a positive energy so that we can continue to have a prosperous day. Moving on, in the shade room, the celebs earned their degrees and found success in the industry. So the shade room wants to show you some of the celebrities, entertainers, rappers, actresses, and actors that have degrees but chose to get into the industry to bring in the coin, so to speak. So first we have Sweetie. Okay, I don't know a whole lot about Sweetie. I like her. We have J. Cole. J. Cole is, well, let's go back to Sweetie. It says Sweetie, the icy girl, Sweetie, graduated from the University of Southern California. The rapper goes back to her alma mater to teach her icy university courses. Shout out to Sweetie for being an example. J. Cole is a graduate of the St. John's University, Queens, New York campus. As a student, he played basketball for the university. Last year, he had a brief stint playing with the Patriots basketball club in Rwanda. Okay, Jay. And then we have Angela Bassett, the legendary Oscar-nominated actress. Angela Bassett earned her degree from Yale University. Hammer down. She's received an honorary doctorate from Morehouse College and 3 from Yale. You know, you got some people that just look smart. Y'all notice that? I mean, Andrew, she just looks smart, okay? And absolutely beautiful. I mean, she ages like wine, okay? I only wish to be that blessed. Of course, somebody called it out in the chat, and here we are. Meg Thee Stallion is a Texas Southern University graduate. The H-Town Hottie recently launched a nonprofit organization to assist college students and more, okay? Shout out to Meg for the one time. We've got actor Woody McClain, graduated from Florida A&M University and is known for his character Kane from Power. During the FAMU days, he was a member of the Marching 100 Band and Strikes Dance Troupe. Okay, we got K. Michelle. She is also a Florida A&M University graduate. During her time at the university, she became a member of the Delta Sigma Theta sorority, INC, and won the title of Miss FAMU. Come on, Kay, even though we concerned. And then, of course, we have Omari Hardwick, is a University of Georgia graduate. The actor is known for his role as Ghost in Power. He also played football for university and is a member of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, INC. Hammer down. Talk about Black excellence, and I'm gonna tell you why that's a good thing. And I chose to pull that article because it's just like I tell my sons about basketball and how I feel like melanated young men and women are conditioned to only have tunnel vision. They focus so much on sports or so much on entertainment, and they forgot about a plan B. You must have a few plans, okay? It's not always guaranteed that plan A will pull through, okay? And so if you like to keep all your ducks in the pond, you're going to have that type of security. That's whether you're in entertainment or not. So shout out to Black excellence for the one time. Now, moving far past Black excellence and, and things like that, I want to talk about Queen Elizabeth, who was announced to have the CV19 last week. It looks like there was a virtual meeting held with the Prime Minister following the CV diagnosis pertaining to Queen Elizabeth. According to CNN, Britain's Queen Elizabeth spoke with Ukraine Prime Minister Boris Johnson today and says a Buckingham Palace spokesperson, despite suffering mild symptoms after testing positive. If you recall, over the weekend, we reported she contracted the V. Okay. Reports also show that Prime Minister Johnson was supposed to meet with the Queen in person, but it was held virtually to follow current government guidelines. Okay. So here is the picture. Listen, man. Man, of this lady, I don't think she's a lady. I think it's a little deeper than that. Okay. Wow. I mean, she's 100 years old, you guys. Like her immune system is stronger than some 20-year-olds. And so I do find that strange and suspicious. Something is holding her up. And I don't think it's something that she organically grew. I think that, you know, when the organs, you know, and things come up missing and stuff, I believe this is where they go. Okay, I believe Queen Elizabeth has the heart of a 20-year-old, the kidneys of a 25-year-old. And, you know, I don't know. Listen, I think we need to move on, bitch. Let me move on. Shout out to all the ladies in the room. Midday, and they hate it. Lord have mercy.
Illicit.
So believe it or not, you know, some people might like what I'm about to say. Some people may not. Too bad. Okay. Loca Unfiltered, right? The Brat and Jessica Dupart tied the knot. Congratulations to Brad and Jessica. Okay, they got married on 2/22/22, and they looked beautiful. It was a family affair, as Brad's sister Lisa Ray was a part of the wedding, which is good, you guys, because if you remember, Lisa Ray and the Brad had exchanged some words about the Brad's hidden relationship with Jessica Dupart. Now, I would agree they are two beautiful women, but I do believe that the Brat is a little bit more beautiful. And, you know, some people may not know that the Brat is shaped like a shack brick house. Okay, if she was, you know, listen, the girl is curvy. Okay, you know, I don't know how to blow this up, but look at the Brat. Look at the Brat. Okay, the Brat got all kind of hips, all kind of curves, bitch. Okay, and she's showing you right here. Okay, talk about body, bitch. Come on, Brett. Come on, Brett, for the one time. I ain't mad at you. So I want to say congratulations to the Brett and Jessica. Apparently, they are in love. Don't forget that they announced that they were pregnant, I believe, last month. So Jessica is expecting, but baby, okay. I'm loving the suit mixed with the dress type thing. Come on in, Brad. I like it. It's different. And then we got Jessica. She's giving you leg and all that. Okay. And so I think they cute. Y'all put in the comments what your favorite The Brat song is for the one time. We're going to give him a little bit of congratulations. What's your favorite The Brat song? She's got a few, by the way. And that is a nice wedding.
Hey, this is Skira. Welcome to the celebration. You brothers and sisters have finally reached the pinnacle of funk. But before I proceed, I need to hit a funk now. The funk, the whole funk, and not the body funk. You should all be baptized in the funk.
Yeah. And so don't get it twisted. The Brat still got some hits around there, okay? Some stuff that I feel like ain't never gonna go out of style, right? But yeah, congratulations to them. for the one time. I ain't mad at them. Okay. You love who you love. You like what you like. And you absolutely gonna do what you want to do. And we've been knowing that. And so I'd rather for two to be in love than to be hating. Okay. We just need to see more of it. And I believe that they looked beautiful, both of them. I mean, you just couldn't tell. And I love the way that the brat expressed whatever is going on with her. I like how she did that. Okay. So lastly, as we conclude this session of the Midday Show, bitch, I want to take you to something strange and suspicious involving fashion. For the one time, it looks like the media and these designers, these big, massive brands, have something up their sleeve once again. Lord have mercy. What is this? What is this? Okay. More looks from Balenciaga X and the Gap line, the Ye brand, and Demna. Okay. What are they trying to do to us here? What in the world is this? Okay. And I'm going to have to get us some jams for the simple fact that there's a lot of it. Okay. There's a lot of it going on. So I want you guys to see exactly what they have up their sleeve. Okay. Now, I do believe they're using a mannequin, but don't forget that this new attire is now covering up the face. Okay. Let's get into it. And so ask yourself, what's the matter here? Okay. Why would they need all black everything? I do believe that there is a deeper subliminal message. Okay. We know that black is magic, and it looks like a lot of your designers are trying to show you something subliminally through these designs. Okay. Let me tell you something. I ain't going. I wouldn't wear that shit if they paid me. I wouldn't give a damn if Versace made it. Okay. What are they trying to do to the culture? That's what we need to be asking ourselves. Shout out to all the ladies in the room. Thank you for joining me on this session of Loca and the Midday Show, y'all. I truly appreciate it and enjoyed y'all. Thumb me up for the one time. Show me you like the content by leaving a comment before we get up out of here, if you don't mind. Okay. If the sun ain't out where you are, then you be the sun. You already know that, though. Okay, I'm on my way to the post office, man. I'll be doing an opening here shortly. As long as the energy is clear. I fucking love y'all. And until next time.